Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's do our chanting before the meditation. If you have our chanting book, you can turn to page 5, or otherwise you can follow us. Salutation to the Buddha. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. The three refuges. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Next page. The 5 precepts. Panati pata viremani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinnādāna viremani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kāmesu micchāchārā viremani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musāvādā viremani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Suramiraya majja pamadatthāna viremani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Let's read the affirmative vows. Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings. Being aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing, and oppression, I vow to respect the property of others and to practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to respect my commitments and those of others. I am determined not to engage in relations without love and long-term commitment. Being aware that words can create suffering, I vow to learn to speak truthfully and develop peaceful, kind, and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and heedfulness. Next page. Homage to the Buddha. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijñācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manussanang buddho bhagavati. Homage to the Dhamma. Swakkhāto bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko ehi passiko opanayiko paccattāṃ veditabbo viññuhiti. Homage to the Sangha. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujjupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyāya patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Sāmīci patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidang cattari purisa yugani Atta purisa puggala Isa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuniyo pahuniyo dakkiniyo anjali karaniyo anuttarang punyak ketang lokassati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Offerings. Offering of light. Ganesarappaditthene dīpena tamadang sena tiloka dīpaṃ sambuddhaṃ Pujayami tamonudam. Offering of incense. Gandha sambhara yuttene dupenahang sugandhina pujaye pujaniyang tang Puja bhajana muttamang. Offering of flowers. Vanna gandha gunopetang etang kusuma santating pujayami munindasya Siripāda saroruhi Pujemi buddhaṃ kusumena nena Punyena metena labhami mokkhaṃ Pumpaṃ milayati yatha idammi Kāyo tatayāti vinasa bhavam. Offering of water. Adivasetu no bhante paniyang parikappitang anukampang upadaya patiganhatu uttame. Offering of drinks. Adivasetu no bhante gilane paccayang imang anukampang upadaya patiganhatu uttame. Worship of shrines. Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbetani supatittitang saririka dhatu mahabodhing buddha rupang sakalang sada. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Wish of well-being. Icce macchante namaste namaste mano ratenate yang punyabhisandang vipulang alantang tansanu vaene hatante rayo. Reflections on the teachings of the Buddha in English. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows like the wheel that follows the foot of the ox. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with a pure mind, happiness follows like one's own shadow that never leaves. Generosity, kind words, benevolent actions towards others, and equanimity towards all beings and all things. These bonds of sympathy function in the world like the linchpin in a moving cart. One by one, little by little, moment by moment, wise people should remove their impurities as a smith removes the dross from silver. For one who mindfully develops boundless loving kindness, mental defilements are weakened and the freedom from clinging is seen. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All conditioned things are unsatisfactory. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All things are not self. When one sees this with wisdom, One turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Welcome everyone for our Wednesday meditation. In the mid of the week, we all get this opportunity to help each other, to bring our mind to one of the most positive states. Our mind can go to all different kinds of states. It's like travel into different kinds of places, but actually it's more like an inner states. So in a day, we experience all different states of mind, all different emotions, all different mental states. Some of them are pleasant, some of them may not be pleasant, but we have to go through all of them when we live our life. But it's so nice that we have this opportunity, that we purposely guide ourselves to bring our mind to one of the most wholesome place to be. And so loving kindness is considered one of the noble abodes, noble dwelling places, one of the noble dwelling places. So we are going to abide, we are going to be there now. So let us do this. And especially these days, we can actually, right now, we are in a wholesome state, comparatively in a wholesome state. But I think we need to think about there are many other people around the world who are still going through such pains and difficulties and are in fear and anxiety. So as people, we are now feeling a little bit safer, but there are so many others in the world who feel more vulnerable than ever before. So let us now do our part. And because we have this sense of security, safety right now, because many of us are vaccinated, but there are many other people around the world who have not had such a chance. So let us now use our safety to think about them and genuinely wish all of them to develop their own immunity within themselves and wish them to have enough helps. So, but mostly, wishing from our heart for all these people to be safe and have enough strength, even without the vaccine. May they have enough strength to go through it and develop their own strong immunity. Let us wish that our body is capable of doing that. If our minds are wholesome, it is easier. Let us wish all these people who are vulnerable, who are in fear, and may they all receive our loving kindness. May they feel our loving kindness, and may they be able to develop their own inner immunity. So let us dedicate this practice for them. With that, let us start our practice and make a determination that I will engage in this practice wholeheartedly. And this practice I'm doing for the benefit of many, many beings. And I'm going to dedicate myself for that. So I will engage in a committed practice. Make that determination now. With that determination, listen to the sound of the bell and help yourselves to come to this body. So we will gather our attention from outward to inward. And by listening to the sound of the bell, keep gathering the attention, establish yourself in the body. And we will do our chant, Namo Buddhaya, to further help us to settle in our body. Be in your body. Just be aware of the sensations available in the body right now. Just acknowledge the sensation in the lower legs where our feet are touching, where our lower legs are touching. Feel where the body meets the cushion or chair. Feel the pressed muscles there. And gently bring the awareness to the upper body and go around your body, all your back area, and just acknowledge wherever you feel your clothes in that whole area. And gradually feel your shoulders and your both arms, how they are hanging, where they touch. And gently feel your palms and fingers, how they touch each other. Feel the warmth you can feel there. With this awareness of the body, let us simplify our mind. Just being aware of the body. Very simple sensations. We will invite our mind to just to engage with the body. Be with this body awareness. Our whole mind becomes very simple, very light. With this awareness of the body, let us allow this body to further relax and loosen up. Any muscles, any areas where we feel some kind of tension or tightness, let us use this opportunity to allow this body to further relax, release, and loosen up. We are in a very safe place, so we can completely let go of all anxiousness and allow our body to simply relax. If you wish, you can use your breath to further relax your body. You may lengthen your in-breath a little bit and take a slow, long breath, and then release that breath very slowly, allowing our shoulders to drop little bit, chest and belly. And if you have any specific place where you have some discomfort, focus your attention there and take a deep, long breath and release that breath very slowly, allowing that specific area to open up, loosen up, have a free flow of blood. Take a moment to do this. Take few long breaths. Allow different areas of your body to relax, release, and loosen up. With this relaxed body, we will let this body to be just sitting here as relaxed as it can. Our jaw is dropped. We are not clenching our teeth. It is dropped. We have a gentle. We will allow our tongue also to drop. Our palms are simply lying there. No tightness, no grip in our palms and fingers. With this relaxed body, we will now bring our whole attention to our mind. Letting this body to simply be here. And we will bring our whole attention to our mind. Let us observe what are the thoughts, memories, images that are appearing in our mind right now. There can be so many thoughts, memories simply popping up, one after the other, random thoughts. Among all these different thoughts, memories, images, we have within us the capacity for loving kindness. We will simply acknowledge whatever thoughts occurring in our mind, but we will simply find out, we will simply move through and find out that capacity for loving kindness. We all have this capacity, the genuine willingness for everyone to be well, goodwill, friendliness, universal friendliness. We will now allow that loving kindness in the deep in our heart to gradually come to the surface. We can use some visualization, some images to allow that loving kindness to surface. You can visualize a smiling face of a little baby smiling. A little puppy or kitten. Or beautiful flower. Smiling, shining. We allow this loving kindness to arise, caring, attentive, compassionate feeling towards these images. Open up your heart. Allow this willingness, goodwill come to the surface. Let us try to maintain this wholesome state of the mind, just like when you hold a baby in our hands, just like when we are petting a puppy or kitten, or just like we are attending to a flower, a nice plant. Let us have that caring, loving attitude. We will maintain this longer and longer in our mind. Let us feed this loving kindness to become strong and stronger. Let us keep wishing well-being to everyone, so this loving kindness will be stronger. Now it is time we can direct this loving kindness to all living beings, wishing well-being to everyone, including ourselves. Let us start with this living being sitting here. This living being also one of the many living beings. This living being is also not different from other living beings. We will start with this one. So direct that whole loving kindness, just like we care for a baby, a puppy, kitten, or a plant, a flower. Let us have the same genuine, caring attention to ourselves and make a genuine wish. May this life here, may this person sitting here be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. Continue. Continue to make all good wishes to yourself. Let us be kind to us. Let us be generous to us. And make a specific wish to yourself. Based on the situation that we are in these days, make a specific wish to yourself. Let us also take a moment to appreciate this body that has been helping us to live this precious life. All these organs, all these systems have been helping us a lot. If any one of them are not in order, we will not be able to meditate. We will not be able to do anything that we do now. Let us deeply appreciate all these organs, all these systems, which are to the most part working so well to enable us to live. Let us deeply appreciate and wish well-being to all these organs, allowing this loving kindness, attention, intention to travel throughout the body. May these lungs and whole respiratory system, which are so important, may this whole system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this heart, cardiac muscles, whole cardiovascular system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this digesting system, all the organs in this whole digesting system, which are helping us every day to energize our body, may this whole digesting system be well, be healthy, be healed. May these kidneys, may this both kidneys and whole genitourinary system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this nervous system, the central nervous system, which is helping us even right now to meditate, to enable us to process all the information we get from our senses. May this whole nervous system, the spinal cord, the brain stem, and all the different regions of the brain, frontal lobe, the whole nervous system be well, be healthy, be healed. Allow this loving kindness intention to travel throughout this body, reaching each corner of this body and healing every part of the body. Allow it to penetrate, allow it to travel. May all the muscles, may all the bones, may all the joints throughout the body be well, be healthy, be healed. We have allowed this loving kindness to envelop ourselves. So we are full of loving kindness now. Let us now expand this wish to all other people. Let us share this sense of well-being with everyone else generously. May all people who are related to our life, may everyone in our family, may all our good friends, may all of them share this loving kindness. May all of them be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us keep expanding this wish beyond the closer circle of people to everyone else. May all people living our surrounding area, in this whole vicinity, in our neighborhood and neighboring neighborhoods, may all these people in this community, may all of them be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. Let us now expand this wish as wide as we can. Let us radiate this wish as far as we can. There are many, many more people who deserve our loving kindness, who will be benefited from our loving kindness. Let us generously take a moment to think about all of them and wish well-being to all of them. May all people throughout the world who are going through many pains, may all people who have been infected by now, may all people who are suffering from fear and anxiety right now, may all of them in all different parts of the world, may all of them be well. May they be able to develop a stronger immunity within themselves. May they receive enough care and proper treatments. May they all be well. May their breathings be ease. May their bodies be healed. May their minds be peaceful. May all of them be well, be well, be well, be peaceful. Let's expand this wish wider and wider. May all people who are safe, who are happy right now, may all these people who are at ease and who are happy, may they all maintain their safety and happiness. May they all be well, be well, be peaceful. Let us expand this wish beyond people to all other beings, all other animals, and all other life forms throughout the world. Whoever the beings who are breathing, may all breathing beings, each and every living organism, without exception, be well, be well, be well, be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. Loving kindness pervading far and wide, embracing all living beings. This loving kindness has no limit, no boundaries, limitless love, unbound loving kindness. Rejoice, rejoice, this wholesome state of the mind, embracing loving kindness. Abide in this wholesome state. Let us now gently shift our attention to our breath. Let us deepen the calmness, peace that we are experiencing right now. We will gradually deepen this peace by simply resting our mind on our breath. Closely feel your breath. Try to recognize the length of the breath right now. If you want, you can adjust your breath to a most comfortable length. See whether the current length of the breathing is the best way to breathe. If not, you can try to adjust it and make it comfortable. And then let us maintain that rhythm, paying attention to the every breath, observing the in-breath, the movement of the air through the nostrils, the filling the lungs, energizing the body. Breathing out, observing the air going through the nostrils and relaxing the body. Each breath is a fresh experience. Let us simply be with the breath, rest with the breath. Nothing else is happening now. Only the breath is happening. Whatever comes to our mind are simply memories or projections. They are not truly happening now. But the breath is happening. Let us be with the breath. Rest. Deeply rest with the breath. Dukkha patache ni dukkha bhayam patache nibbhayam sukham patache nisukha hontu sabbepi paninu. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are grieving be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Gently come out of the meditation and gently put your palms together and take a moment to feel grateful for this opportunity to have meditation in our life. Feel grateful to all great teachers, enlightened masters in the past who passed this wisdom from generation to generation. Feel grateful to whoever helped your meditation tonight, and even to people who tried not to disturb your meditation at home. And feel grateful to this device that helped you to connect to this meditation, and to the chair and cushion that you are sitting on, to this bell and everything. With deep gratitude towards all people and all things, let us say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. We radiated our loving kindness. We genuinely took a moment to think about all people who may be going through all kinds of pains and fears. And we abide in one of the most wholesome states that we can ever be. Right. Bhante. Okay, let us move to our discussion. Bhante, do you remember the series? Do you remember what about?
16, right? 16 defilements.
Yes.
Yeah. We already discussed 4 out of 16, right, Bhante?
Yes, we
The
already
first 4.
first 4. We already discussed first 4. 16 defilements of mind. So these days, Bhante, we open our mind and see all its ugly parts. I mean, not really, not, yeah, maybe we can call it ugly, but it's common, it's natural, everyone, has it, to certain levels and degrees. And it's important to be genuine about it and acknowledge those those unwholesome tendencies. It's, I mean, we are all ordinary beings, and we are evolving gradually. So it's common that we have these um, unwholesome tendencies. We need to recognize it first, and then because some defilements are not even visible. I mean, most of the defilements, they become very active and influential when you're not aware of them.
Yeah.
Defilements can work very well when we are not looking at them, and when we are not aware of them, they can really work well. And so it's important that we kind of recognize them, and recognize the nature, and know that there are these types of defilements which are possible to arise in my mind and possible to arise in others' mind, and be aware of them, and then also know how to deal with them, and gradually we can overcome them. Yes. So today is the fifth defilement, and it's called makha in Pali. Makha. Yeah, actually, the literal meaning of the makha is coming from the verb makhati, right? The literal meaning of makhati is to erase. Yeah, it's a wipe out.
Yeah.
To erase. Yeah. So they can, so that's the origin of the word, to erase, to wipe out. Okay. So then what we mean by makha?
What we erase.
What we erase,
Yeah.
what we erase, what we wipe out. Actually, so it's in translation given is as denigration or detraction. It's actually it's actually purposefully erasing other people's goodness. Purposefully erasing other people's goodness, other people's success, other people's talent. So this is a very interesting tendency in our mind, Bhante. It's a very subtle tendency. We discussed different shades of anger last week. So anger is something that we can feel it, we know it's coming, and other people can clearly see it. But this makha, what we call denigration or hesitance to acknowledge other people's goodness or talents or success is very, very subtle. It's very subtle. We need strong sense of mindfulness to catch it. And many people are doing things and behaving things even without knowing that they have this contempt. They have this makha, denigration. So, and this is interesting. We have this tendency. The Buddha really wanted us to really be open and catch when these things are coming. So it's in Pali it is said, Bhante, paraguna makkana lakkano makko. Paraguna. Para means others, right? Others virtues, others talents, others successes,
good qualities.
Yeah, makkana lakkano, the nature of erasing them, right? Wiping out them. So we may have sometimes we may have experienced that. Let's say when we are in a conversation, let's say when we talk about someone who are not there, and we say that, she can sing really well. We can say that she can sing really well. The other person who may not willing to appreciate that is say, oh no, she's just a mediocre singer. Anyone can sing like her, and not willing to some kind of hesitance, unwillingness to do that. And this particularly happens, when we're talking about talents that that we also have. Let's say, let's think about that. We maybe we are in the field of maybe we are in the let's say, we are in the I'm thinking about some talents, maybe, we are in the same kind of business, same kind of profession, you know. So maybe we talk about the person who is doing the same profession as we are, and someone is talking goodness about that person and success about that person. And then sometimes, we may not really like. Sometimes we don't like to listen to it. So sometimes we will avoid that conversation because in our heart, and we cannot, listen to this. And people are talking about the goodness and success of a person who is in the same field as me, and he's talking about this person, and sometimes we cannot accept it.
Yeah, most of the time I think Bante, when we have good in the same level Bante, in any kind of talent, then that in that kind of situation I think Mark will be
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So actually, there are reasons also why we have this quality. Yeah, we can talk about it. Yes. Yeah. Usually it happens. Actually, usually mock or denigration happen with regard to people that we know. Not necessarily people that we don't really know, and people in the same field, people that we know each other, and then we have this issue of not fully being able to acknowledge and accept and appreciate, their goodness. And sometimes actually the muck is also we purposefully try to suppress it, purposefully try to denigrate it. We kind of argue, okay, no, he is not that good, he's not that good. Sometimes maybe, sometimes he may not really good, maybe we are telling the truth. That is different, because maybe someone has like a false reputation, and we can correct it, if it is real wrong. But sometimes we have unwillingness to accept, we try to denigrate it. And it's, oh, I mean, anyone can, be like that, and that's not a good quality. And saying those things, we kind of, denigrate it.
And also sometimes one can cover that quality, bring in some other weakness of that particular person Bante.
Exactly, Bante. Yeah. That's something else we do, right?
Yeah.
And the person may be talking about, maybe he's very skilled in his profession. Maybe we can, oh yeah, he's good in his skill, but his family life is this,
Yeah.
he has this kind of habit, he has this kind of addiction, and try to bring all kind of weakness, like
Yeah.
denigrate that person, right? Yeah. And sometimes we do these things without even knowing, and this is a tendency that we have, and we need to be aware of that. uh, and so the what would be the opposite, Bante? So this is like denigrating others or not acknowledging, even purposefully, covering or suppressing or denigrating others' goodness, others' talents. What would be the opposite of that?
Maybe appreciation.
Yeah, appreciation. We have that Pali term called mudita. So the four, what you call four great virtues, right? Four divine abodes, right? Loving kindness, compassion, and appreciative joy, and equanimity, right? So loving kindness, a general goodwill towards everyone, and compassion is that when we want others not to feel suffering, we want to remove the suffering of the other person. So we experience compassion when we see someone is suffering. But the mudita, appreciative joy, is something we experience when someone is happy. We rejoice that happiness. We rejoice that success. That is mudita. So opposite to that is jealousy and also makka. Jealousy and also denigration. And so we these two opposite qualities, so we need to recognize this tendency, and we can talk about why people have this, why why sometimes at least we have this hesitant to accept and acknowledge and praise other people, and it's interesting, sometimes yeah, and we are very good in noticing the weakness of others and even talking about it, right? Sometimes we can talk, we generally, we can uh, someone may ask about someone's good qualities or good talents, maybe because we know about that person. Someone come and say, that person is working with you, you know that person for a long time, he's good in this, right? and we would maybe, oh yes, yes, he's good, but let's talk about something else, right? So we try to change the topic, and we don't want to continue with that. But if someone come and say that, you know that person, right? I have heard that that person is doing this. That person has this weakness, and then it's, oh yes, yes, he's doing this, and we can talk hours about that, right?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and so, so that is
Yeah,
what we
yeah.
do, right? Now,
To,
usually,
yeah, to point out weaknesses, weak points, shortcomings. There may be lots of people, right? Not to correct them, Bhante, right? Yeah, right.
even not to like
Not to
guide and help
guide.
them,
Yeah.
help
So
them to.
I just remind a short story, Bhante.
Yeah.
So I briefly I narrate it.
Hmm.
So in a shop, Bhante, there was a small boy. So he painted a drawing and he stick in the front of the shop, and there was a saying that if in this drawing if there is some weak points or shortcomings, just make a circle on the drawing. Then the following day he went to see the picture, the drawing, everywhere are circles. The people were
People have
showing,
mark all the
mark
weeks.
all the weak points. Then again he drew another same kind of picture and stick, and he mentioned under the drawing, if there are some weak points or shortcomings, just correct them.
Not simply mark them,
Not
but
mark,
correct it.
correct them. But nobody has corrected them. The picture, the drawing remained as it was original.
Because anyone can point out a weakness,
Yeah.
but correcting weakness is not
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Bante, for that story. So let's talk about why some people, or maybe we at some times, are not willing to appreciate or admire others' goodness or talents or success. Why? One reason is that actually we have this tendency to compare ourselves with them. That's one issue. Like this tendency to compare. Let's say, particularly if you're in the same field, if you're in the same area, same region, we know each other. We tend to compare ourselves with others. So if we sense that other person in the same field, other person is better than me, because it happens when you compare. When you compare, definitely, anybody, we can compare ourselves with anyone, and either we will feel either we are higher than them or lower than them, maybe equal as them. We get some kind of elevation, right? So it's the problem of comparing. So because we have this tendency of comparing, and if we compare and if we make a judgment about ourselves that that person is doing better than me, and then I don't want that person, that I don't want to talk about that person. So the one reason that we don't want to appreciate others, admire others' quality, because without knowing, we are comparing ourselves with them. We don't have to do that, right? Everyone is unique. Everyone is unique. It's no way that no way that we can compare ourselves with anyone. And we can. There's no rationale behind that. We have this tendency, but because of that tendency, that is also one of the defilements. We can talk about it. But this marker, this unwillingness to appreciate and admire others, comes from this subtle, deeper tendency of comparing ourselves with others. And then what we can call it ego, right? Ego. But when you compare yourself with others, what you're developing is ego. So either you have like a low self-esteem, like you feel like you are little than them, or sometimes you can have a more conceited kind of ego, right? And that is one reason that we are unwilling. So we need to notice that whenever we have this like this unconscious, maybe subtle comparing happening, and we need to remind ourselves, that's not rational, that's not that's not smart, and it's not possible for us to compare ourselves with anyone. That person has his own set of unique abilities and circumstances, and I have my own unique abilities and circumstances. It's never the same, never the same. So we should never do that. And the other problem, Bante, many people who do not like to admire others actually have a very low self-esteem, and then they always have this feeling that I am not good enough. Because they don't have self-appreciation, they cannot appreciate others. They cannot hear appreciation of others. So first of all, one way that we can get rid of this is actually develop deeper self-appreciation. And this, I mean, we have been so conditioned by our social, environment, our, sometimes even our, I mean, from what others talk about ourselves, what others expect from us from childhood, and many people expect so many things from us. Of course, our family expects certain things from us. Our schoolmates expect certain things from us. Our school and teachers expect things from us, and our society, our peers expect certain things from us. But we will not be able to fulfill all these expectations, right? And then what happens is that when we have such expectations, such social pressure, and we develop this attitude that, oh, I'm not good enough, because you cannot really be what they want you to be become. But we need to understand that, of course, maybe they are kind and they want us to do better, but we have our own set of qualities, set of skills, and we can develop. So it's quite difficult to get rid of that social pressure. But I think we can have to genuinely look into ourselves and recognize, I may not have what they want me to become, but I have some qualities, I have some set of skills that are useful. I'm going to use them, and so develop that attitude, that get rid of that attitude, I'm not good enough. As long as we have this I'm not good enough attitude, we will never able to appreciate anyone else too. Everyone is good enough to that level, and anyone, we all can help others. We all can make a difference in others people's life. Maybe numbers may be different. Some may make a difference in hundreds people, some may make a difference in 2, 3, 4 people, but that's okay. So if we have self-appreciation, then we can appreciate others. That is one reason we have this tendency of comparing, and most of the time when we compare, we find ourselves is not good enough, and then we don't want to hear others' goodness. So we need to get rid of that. Second reason that we have is that as Bhante, you mentioned, Bhante, we have a habit of focusing on bad things, right? And we know about that, right? I mean, it's a very common habit. We can easily notice weakness, bad things, and it's a habit. It's a tendency on focusing on bad things and ignoring the good things, positive things. So admiring someone is actually focusing on the good aspect of that person, and it requires certain training, and the more we appreciate others, more we admire others, the benefit is actually for us, because we are training our mind to see the goodness, see the positive things. And so wherever we go, whenever we think about a person, every person has both weaknesses and strengths, and and good and wholesome and unwholesome qualities. So but if we have this habit of appreciating, admiring, whenever we think about a person, we will focus on the positive parts of that person, and then as a result we feel positive inside, right? So, and that is the second reason that we don't like to admire others, because we have habit of focusing on bad things. And so we need to change that. There's an interesting quote, by a very, very well-known French thinker, Voltaire. I think Voltaire is a very well-known, French thinker, Voltaire, and he has an interesting quote I would like to read for them. Appreciation is a wonderful thing. It makes what is excellent in others belong to us as well. Appreciation makes what is excellent in others belong to us as well. When we appreciate someone, when we admire someone's good qualities, that very appreciation, very admiring, makes us also like part of that wholesomeness, part of that positive vibes. So it's a great thing to do, right? Not be greedy, to admire and appreciate others' goodness. So There's also one other reason, Bante, but why we don't like to admire others. We have this strong misconception that we think that if we admire others, and they will become prideful, And usually, I mean, in a family setting, we may ask, okay, when we ask about husbands, you have to admire, your partner, you have to appreciate your partners. When we talk with wives, you have to admire your partner. And, I have witnessed that, some husbands and wives has told me, oh, Bante, if you appreciate, admire, oh, they'll become so prideful and so conceited, and and they're afraid that if we appreciate, admire others, and they will become prideful and will change, which is a wrong belief, I think. And there are enough research, enough studies done in many workplaces. If you admire, appreciate, people, the employees, they tend to stay in that company. And there's a recent studies done. The people who have resigned from the company, from the workplace, and they have done research asking why they resign. And the vast majority of people say that the reason that they resign is that there's no enough admiration of the dedication that they are doing. Sometimes their pay is good. They have all the benefits, but there's no appreciation or like admiring, acknowledgement of their hard work. And then people don't feel like working there and they quit. So in the same way, in the family environment, in other environment, we should never be afraid of admiring. Of course, we shouldn't simply like in a false way, like what do you call it has to be genuine admiring, genuine appreciation. And you need to have a keen eye to like notice actual goodness, actual strength, actual thing, and then acknowledge and admire with genuineness, and not what do you call when people praise someone without genuineness. What do you call it? What's the word?
Kissing ass.
That's a praisable, right? Is there any other word? Is there any other word? Is there any other word that when people praise without any genuineness in their heart?
Would be platitudes.
Platitude, maybe, yeah, platitude.
Platitude.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. So we are not talking about that. Yeah. We are talking about genuine admiring appreciation. Yeah.
What really exists.
What really exists, what really exists. So we should never be afraid of admiring others. That's not going to create any harm. Just go ahead and generous and admire. Things will turn out to be well. It's really work really well in a group, in a family, and things can be very smooth and nice. Okay, so any other do you have any other questions or suggestions? People who are joining from YouTube, you can type your question or comments in the chat area, and people who are joining from Zoom, they can ask their question or share their thoughts. So have you noticed this denigration, this tendency called denigration or muck, or like unwillingness to admire others? Have you seen this quality? Have you met people in your life who has that quality, or have you noticed in yourself? Anyone has any experience to share?
Well, I know someone.
Yes, Kay?
Oh, go ahead. Nancy can talk.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I know someone who, it's almost like they get jealous of, okay, like this person is doing better than my child. And so they get like jealous of.
We will come to jealous also. There's another one, but these are very closely connected.
So they won't acknowledge that that person is doing well because their person isn't. And so it would make their person worse than whatever.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Is that Maka?
Say again?
Is that Maka?
Yeah, Makka, yes, it's related to jealousy. Is like purposefully denigrating,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they have a question. Yes, Kay.
I worked with somebody a long time ago that would get her nose into everything I was working on. Later, I found out she was telling the bosses that I didn't know what I was doing. She had to help with everything I did. And I was like really upset. I was like in my teens. I was like, oh.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we experience this, and so whenever we experience these things in others, we need to recognize that. We need to understand that is their weakness. I mean, they have their own low self-esteem. That is why they are doing this. And we have to develop some empathy, and then we have to check whether we are also doing the same thing. And then wishing them to come out from their low self-esteem, and then be open and start to admire others. Yeah. Bhante, do you have any question?
Bhante, it is related to jealousy, Bhante. Let me read it. What advice would you give to a musician who easily feels jealous of another musician who is more skillful?
More skillful. Yeah.
It's related to jealousy, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think the idea of more skillful, the very idea of more skillful can come when we start to compare. Of course, we may be playing the same musical instrument, but I think we need to understand every person is different, every person is unique. We may so maybe in terms of standard tests, that one musician will be better than us. But I think the very act of comparing has to be stopped there. And I mean, that's the issue there, I think, Bhante. So although we are playing the same musical instrument, the kind of the life that each person can give to that instrument is different from person to person. So there's a uniqueness to each player.
Yeah.
They may be playing the same chords, same notes, same piece of music, but when that instrument is one person's hand and he's giving his energy, so it's different. So we should never compare it with others. Instead, I mean, if we see that there are talented musicians, be inspired by them rather than competing with them. So one way we can avoid that, being inspired by them, to treat them as models, as that's one way we can change jealousy to more like a source of inspiration. And they are not really competing with us; they are simply going ahead of us and inviting us to come there, and they are paving the path, and they are showing how we can be better like them. We can learn their life story, how did they become so good at that, so we can follow them. So instead of making someone a rival, we can make someone someone who can show the way for me also to be there, right? So if I compare myself with another monk, right, Bhante?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and if I compare myself with Bhante Metta, then I'll be so disappointed. I mean, I cannot sing like him. I cannot plant like him, right? So I can find all kind of reasons to be. But it's foolish. It's a foolish thing to compare, right? Because he's him, and so we don't have compare.
I think we all of us have different kind of skills, Bhante. We are talented in different fields. So I just remember the poem in Sinhala, what we call Bhante, Loin ek dekata vesamada. So it means that each person, each individual is talented in a particular subject area. But some other one maybe is talented in some other field.
Yeah. The issue here that he's talking about the same field, but it's still there's still a uniqueness that one will bring to that instrument, that music. I think if you find someone is better, very good at our own field, we should use them. We should use them as models.
Teacher.
Yeah, teacher, as models. If we cannot meet them, maybe learn their life story, learn how did they practice, and then we can be inspired by them.
There's something you were saying about the music. It's like we all are a different note, and you know,
Yeah.
play the music.
Yeah. Give our part, give our part to the whole picture, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, don't try to give someone else part to that picture, right? Yeah. Yes.
My daughters and my granddaughter and I play this game when we're together sometimes. It's like, hey, wait a minute. I am the center of the universe. You're just, rotating around me, and then the other one will, it'll be something else. And they'll say, hey, wait a minute. I'm the center of the universe. It's my decision. We're doing it this, whatever. And it kind of helps to, see how you do kind of fall into that thing where you're the center of the universe, or you're better than other people, or you're not as good.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's more like understanding that we each one can make a unique contribution to the society. Not same as others, but different contribution. But do you have any other questions or comments?
Fake people. Akio was mentioned just on fake people. Two-faced people.
Okay, thank you very much for joining the discussion. It's a lively discussion, and I hope that so now we have more awareness of what could be the dust we can have, and whenever we have them, we notice them, we acknowledge them. We don't blame ourselves, don't develop more low self-esteem, and just acknowledge it, and then and try to try to get rid of that very tendency of comparing, and be open and appreciate, and that very appreciation, very admiring, is beneficial to ourselves first, and also when we see in others, we develop empathy, and so we know our mind better now. That's the first step to make it good, right? Before we make our mind good, we need to know the mind. So yeah. Okay, let us now move to the other part of the program, and sharing merits. And by coming to this practice and doing this practice together, we generated so much goodness in our heart and good merits, good karma. And now we can share these good merits with everyone else. Let's take a moment to share these merits with everyone else. First of all, let us recall to our mind all our ancestors, people who lived before us, people who have done so much to us, and all the family members who were so loving and so caring. Let us be grateful to them. Let us acknowledge let us appreciate and admire their goodness, and share these merits with them in gratitude. May all of our departed relatives and ancestors share these merits. May they be well. May they be happy. May they be peaceful wherever they may be. Idang mi ñatinang hotu sukhita hontu ñatayo. Idam mi ñatinang hotu sukhita hontu ñatayo. Idam mi ñatinang hotu sukhita hontu ñatayo. Let us also share these merits with all other living beings. If there's any living being who would like to share this merit, may he or she do so. May all living beings share these merits. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Ittavata che amhi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiya. Wish for the well-being of the world in English. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people. May I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana. Purification. If by body, speech, or mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of great wisdom and determine to be heedful. Now we will chant the loving kindness discourse. And this particular discourse will be chanted to genuinely wish well-being, good health to all of you. The Buddha has given this discourse out of loving kindness, out of compassion for all living beings. We are going to chant the same sutra, same discourse for you now. May all of you receive these blessings. May all of you receive the blessings of the wholesome vibrations that we are generating now. Receive the blessings of the loving kindness we are radiating now. With these blessings, may you be blessed with good health, peace, happiness, and strength and courage to overcome all challenges and difficulties in your life. May all of you receive these blessings. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Karaniya matta kusalena yantang santang padang abhisamitya sakko ujucha sujucha suvachocha samuddu anatimani santo sansakocha subharocha ampaginchocha sallahukavoti santrindriyocha nipakocha Ampagambo kulesu ananugindo nachakundang samachari kinchina vinyu pari upavadiyum sukino vakemino huntu sabbe satta bhavantu sukitattayi kechipana bhutatma Tita savata vrava anavasisa digavai mahantava majjimarasansakanukatu dittavai vaddittayi chedure vasanti avidure Bhutava sambhavi siva sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta ye kechip naparo parang nikumbeta nati manyeta katanta chinang kanchi vyarosana patiga samnyananya manyasansa dukkamichaya matayataniyan Ayusa eka putta manurakhe evang pisambha bhutesu manasang bhavai aparimanang mettang ca sambha lokasming manasang bhavai aparimanang uddhang adocha tiriyang cha asambadang avirang asapatang tittang charang nisingno vasayano yavatansa vigadamindo etang sating aditteya brahmamitang viharang idamahoditting ca anupagam sila dasanina sampanno kami suviniya gidang nahi jato gambaseyang punareti hetena satcha vajjena sotti te hotu sambada etena satcha vajjena sambharogo vinasatu etena satcha vajjena hotu te jaya mangalam Sambhitiyo vivajjantu sambharogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhavatu sambha mangalang rakkantu sambha devata sambha buddhanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te bhavatu sabbha mangalang rakkantu sabbha devata sabbha dhammanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te bhavatu sabbha mangalang rakkantu sabbha devata sabbha sanghanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Let us spend a moment of reflection. Try to recall whatever kind deed that you were able to do during last few days. Think about last few days that whether you got an opportunity to be kind to someone, even to a bird or any other pet or animal or to a person. Just recall such a moment. Let us rejoice. Let us rejoice these moments that we were able to overcome our defilements and we were able to kind to someone. Let us rejoice these kind deeds. On this day or in the past, if I have done kind deeds to other beings with my body, speech or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds. Let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds, appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, and gladly share this joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings. May my kind deeds shield me from all dangers and pain. May my kind deeds and merits that come from them help me in freeing my heart. Let us now take a moment to appreciate and rejoice the goodness of others. Think about the kindness that you received from others during the past few days. Whatever help you receive, care you receive, kindness you receive. Just recall a concrete event. Even whatever you heard about someone's goodness, let us rejoice goodness of others. On this day
On this day
or in the
or in
past,
the past,
if I have seen or heard
I have seen or heard
of the kind deeds done by
of the
others
kind deeds done by others
with their body, speech, or
with
mind,
their body, speech, or mind,
whether great or little,
whether great or little,
here before the
here
Buddha,
before the Buddha,
I call to
I
mind
call to mind
those kind
those
deeds,
kind deeds,
and let my heart
and let my heart
rejoice.
rejoice.
I rejoice in the goodness of
I
others,
rejoice in the goodness of others,
being always ready to praise kind
being
people
always ready to praise kind
and
people
follow their
and follow
example.
their example.
I rejoice in the goodness of
I rejoice
others,
in the goodness of others,
appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world.
appreciating that there are many good people in the world.
I rejoice in the goodness of
I
others,
rejoice in the goodness of others,
expressing gratitude for any kindness done.
expressing gratitude for any kindness done.
May the kind deeds of
May the
others
kind deeds of others
bring safety and happiness to many living
bring
beings.
safety and happiness to many living beings.
May the kind deeds of
May the
others
kind deeds of others
foster gratitude and fellowship among many living
foster
beings.
gratitude and fellowship among many living beings.
May the kind deeds of
May the
others
kind deeds of others
nurture goodness in me
nurture goodness in me
and many living
and
beings.
many living beings.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you everyone for joining us. And this is month of May, which is the Vesak month. And we already had one Vesak celebration, but we will have our more like a retreat type of celebration on 23rd Sunday. You will receive an email. We hope that you will join that, half day program, half day retreat, half day, discussion meditation on Sunday, 23rd May. And thank you everyone. So nice to have you all. We wish you a great week ahead and have a good healing sleep. Good night to everyone.
Good night, Gandhi.
Yes. Good night, Nancy. Good night.